Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IAS. In today's video, we'll be looking into Indian Telecommunication Bill. Okay, so what is the difference between a bill and an act? See, something that gets introduced in a draft stage, okay, in both the houses, passed by both the houses, okay, up until here it is still a bill, okay, there is nothing but the draft which comes around with public changes, the houses changes, right, whatever they do. Once that bill gets the assent or the signature of the president, then that bill becomes an act, alright. Now they have introduced, Government of India has introduced your Indian Telecommunication Bill. Meaning what? It is still in the very beginning stage or draft stage. Now it is shown to the public. The public will see how it is helpful for them, not helpful for them, raise their concerns. Okay, amidst all that, then it will be introduced in the House. The procedure will begin. Right? Now let's see what the draft says. Alright? Now look at this. This is the draft of Indian Telecommunication Bill 2022. Okay, they have come in 10 chapters. Alright, different. See, initially it is like short title, extent, commencement. Okay, they deal with different topics. Okay, about leasing, agreement. Okay, standard policies. Okay, and then national security. Alright, all these things. Right. Before we enter into this, let's look at this. Telecommunications. What does telecommunications mean? It's segregated to two parts. First main thing is communication, right? It could be either between two people, alright, two groups, okay, two states, alright, two regions, or government to its citizens, alright, or between two governments, okay, or between couple of government blocks, right. Basically communication can happen through any manner, and the manner here of projection is telecom, right. Now here we'll see how, okay, telecommunication, is it still the same that it was before, or has it changed in this telecommunication bill? What exactly are they trying to bring in? Alright. So first, the main word I want you to look at is this. Spectrum is a valuable and inexhaustible natural resource. See, geography you would have studied, right? Natural resources, potential resources, exhaustible resources, right? Amongst all those things, that is the type which we have been classified. Now you are entering into generations of 5G, right? The optical fiber cable, yeah. Amongst all these things, right, your answers, your main answer should also be based on that. And when you say spectrum, right, this is what you will consider. It is a valuable, inexhaustible natural resource, mainly this part. Your mains has to reflect this. Why? Because now everything is digital. Digital India, rural India, all those things, digital education, digital form of money transfer. India is becoming more globalized. And for that, okay, the spectrum is very important. Yes, and what is that spectrum in the form of resource? It is a resource. It's what kind of resource? It's inexhaustible natural resource. Okay. Next, the draft deals with title, commencement, basic stuffs. Alright. In that, I want you to observe frequency allocation table. What does that mean? So let's say, for example, there is a table in which, alright, they allocate the frequency. Alright, let's say XYZ, and they will tell what is this frequency used for. Okay, now any frequency that is there, it all keeps getting added. Okay, all the frequencies keep on getting added, okay, as to what is the frequency, what is it used for, who is this licensed for, okay, who is this licensed for, and is that person, okay, he would have told, "But for this purpose I'll be using, for entertainment purpose I'll be using, right, for news purpose I'll be using, right, is he adhering to these rules?" Okay, so this particular box is called your frequency allocation table. Understanding? That is, any new frequency will be added, it will be added to these box. let's say 5, 6, as and when it will keep on adding to this table. Alright? This spectrum, what we are speaking about, needs licensing. That is, what is licensing? Any person who wants to utilize this spectrum or broadcast any information or message has to acquire a license, like we said. What is it used for and who is using it? Alright, that is, if some person is going to tell that I need this so and so frequency because here I will, okay, spread my information, spread entertainment, right? Now for him to do, okay, for him or her to do that, they need license. Okay, that is called as licensing. Now who will issue this license? It is your central government. The central government will issue this licenses. Alright, now let's say India pe on the land, on the geographical land or landmass that we describe to call India, right? Central government will issue. How about on territorial waters? Right? We have somewhere around 12 nautical miles. Okay. How about on the offshore? Who has the authority to issue license there? Okay, that is also again your central government. Alright. So in general, central government has the authority to issue license, okay, for spectrum allocation. Clear? Let's move ahead. Look at this. NFAP shall mean National Frequency Allocation Plan, issued from time to time by the central government, right, to provide guidance for the use of spectrum, right, as we discussed. Here, what exactly is spectrum is defined. But now again, everything cannot be crystal clear defined, but at least a meaning. Okay, here spectrum means a range of frequencies or radio waves. Okay, spectrum means radio waves. Okay, now we see something about natural resources. Just in the first slide we discussed, it is some natural resource. Yes, if it's a natural resource, someone cannot own it, right? But here the natural resource, okay, here being radio waves, okay, the authority or the ambit or the definition that falls under is public, okay, which means it will be used for public purposes for the public, okay. Now this will be, okay, this will be agreed upon by government, right? Anyone achanak se cannot go and take some spectrum and start doing anything they want. That is why we said in the previous case, any new spectrum comes in, that is, any new radio waves, okay, are added in, your government, okay, will issue licensing to the third party and they have to, okay, abide by the rules. Why? Let's say some anti-national or terror elements will come and they will utilize the spectrum. They will, that is nothing but your radio waves, and they will utilize it to spread false propaganda, radicalize the youth, and in turn destabilize the entire country, which will affect the security of the nation. Is to avoid that, this is done. Right? Now understanding here. Let's move ahead. Look at this. How is the spectrum management done? Central government shall assign the spectrum, okay, to best subservice the common good and ensure widespread access to telecommunication services, and many notify, again as we discussed previously, National Frequency Allocation Plan. Alright, now two things. It said that we spoke something about spectrum or radio waves. Alright, we also spoke that the allocation of this is done by central government. Right? How is this allocation done by? Right? It is done by two forms, as it is here. Look at this: auction, administrative process. That is, by auction, they open bids. Alright? They'll open bid and people will bid for it. Whoever gets it will get the spectrum. Alright? Now when we say administrative process, right? In this there is no bidding. Okay? Government can do it as in it suits or as in it sees better. Alright? This is the ways of allocation. Alright? Next. Look at this example that they themselves have provided. With effect from so and so date, the central government has done away with the requirement of a license for use of low power wireless equipment in the frequency band of so and so, right? See, such exemption shall continue under the act unless otherwise notified. That is, government will tell, for example, let's say like the example here, okay, for this particular frequency band if you're operating, you don't need a license, okay. That also only government can tell, okay. No one else can decide on their own for this very low frequency, I don't have to buy license. No, only government will notify that. And also only government will notify, okay, when can this cease. This is not permanent. Government can change it whenever it feels like, or whenever the situations are changed, or here it can mention from so and so date, okay, the license for operating under this particular frequency band is not needed. Alright, so licensing, the need of license, and when do you not need license, the most important, whether you need license or not, even that has to be specified by your central government. Alright, clear on this front? Next, look at this. Why are they doing all these things? Efficient use of spectrum. Multiple players are there. Yeah, majority people want to broadcast their information. Okay, they want to make a good living off of this. Yeah, one of the reasons. Yes, right. For amidst that, whatever spectrum, it's okay. Whatever source we are having, judicious and effective use. All right. For that reason, government has to undertake this. Okay. Two main things I want you to see here: refarming, harmonization. Look at this. What does refarming means? Repurposing of frequency range for a different use other than that is what mentioned. Like we said, right? We saw in the table, right? I'm going to use XYZ frequency, okay? Let's say to broadcast, okay, commercial entertainment. Alright. Now, okay, what does refarming mean? See, here we use, right, something for efficient and effective use of spectrum. Now with this, let's say this person, this commercial entertainment is not working well, or even if it is happening, it's not taking off in a very well manner, economy is not generated. One of the reasons at all. Could one of the reasons be, right? Now they, okay, could refarm. That is, here the reason this person has taken license for this particular radio wave or spectrum is that they will do this. But let's say it is not being viable, economic, etc. This person, okay, can also, or other person can also use this particular spectrum for a different purpose. Alright, that is refarming. Why is this done? Again, this efficient use of spectrum. Right? See, like your power sector, discounts and all those things. All these are facing a lot of crisis, shortages, yeah, spillage issues, spoilage issues, all those things are coming. Right? Amidst that, lot of debt, right? Debt is increasing, debt driven markets are increasing. Amidst this, you have to make it something sustainable and viable. Means you have to make sure, okay, you have to provide alternatives. What to do if this happens? What to do if it's not viable anymore? Alright, one such thing is your refarming. Next is your harmonization. What does this mean? A rearrangement of frequency range. Alright, why is it done? Just so that we can judiciously, effectively, and efficiently utilize the spectrum that we have. Alright, let's move on. Either way, when two parties are involved, conflicts are bound to happen. How to address the conflicts? They have provided for alternate dispute, okay, redressal. Your alternate dispute redressal is one crucial tool is because it delivers speedy justice. See, as it is, okay, our judicial systems are overloaded, right? And then it is time consuming, right? Amidst that, if you keep on such sector, this public sectors, if it is kept on delay for a long time, okay, it is again going to lead to one thing. Yes, they have to avoid this, which means they have to stick to this, which means they have to stick to speedy justice. Yes, that is provided by a alternate dispute redressal mechanism. Alright, that's a very good feature of this. Next, when it comes to safety, right, as we said, it is a public good. Think of your spectrum like a public good. Your public can be swayed in a particular direction with this or what we spoke, right? Now, when the entire public or your citizens or a country, okay, it can be grouped or it can be gathered or it can be thrown off way off the limits with just this. Right? You can spread false and malicious information about a country, you can spread rumors, it will havoc the country, okay, politically, economically, it will basically destabilize the country, right? When something is so important, imagine the safety concerns for it. Now, remember we said in the earlier slides that something about telecommunication, what does it include? See, under your new, okay, telecommunication draft bill, whatever they provided, this not only involves, okay, not only involves your radio or your visual medium, but also involves your users such as WhatsApp. Okay, this also involves something such as WhatsApp, Zoom, Skype, alright, etc. Also including your streaming services such as Netflix, all will fall under the ambit because they all spread information. Yes. So any form of information, okay, reaching the public is very important. And now, see, for example, Netflix, WhatsApp, we provide our personal info, okay, on a public medium. Yes, you're providing a personal info on a public medium, okay, indicating what our data security becomes very important. Okay, this draft, okay, mentions the judicious and safety of the user. Okay, that is one good feature about. On the instance of public emergency or safety, right, they can undertake temporary possession, okay, of the. Now, in case of public safety, okay, they can even take hold of the public service. On the event of public emergency, they can temporarily take back the spectrum allocated. All right. Next, what are the conditions during national security, external relations, and what that point of time? Okay, everything for the security of the country becomes crucial, and thus the media or information that is being circulated also becomes very important. Okay, that point of time, central government has a say, has a large take and a large say on that matter when it comes to this. All right. Next, look at this. Power to give directions in public interest. That is basically, for example, let's say COVID, right? During COVID, okay, even during aftermath of COVID also, when you have to call someone, you will have an automated message rather than the ringing sound beforehand. That an automated message would play as to how you should take precautions, how you should listen to doctors, and all those things. That that was issued in the public interest. Okay, government will now, for example, you can tell that I have taken the spectrum, okay, I have licensed the spectrum to publish a certain information. Now, government can tell that, but you have to give this information for a public purpose, right? That is your example, your COVID related information that we got, right? Now, look at this establishment of a telecommunication development fund. All right, we'll discuss a little briefly on this. Look at this. So, initially, okay, we had something called as USOF, nothing but Universal Service Obligation Fund. That is basically, this was like a tax, this was like a levy as to people have to donate or contribute for this fund so that they can utilize this fund for rural connectivity. Okay, now there was a controversy telling that, see, there is almost 60,000 crores, okay, 60,000 crores of unused fund in USOF. That is, first you utilize this money, then you start collecting money for this. Okay, now in this bill, okay, this was an issue that was going since long back. Now in this bill, okay, telecommunication bill 2022, they have introduced something called as telecommunication development fund. They've changed the name. In a way, this is also a controversy. They're telling instead of USOF, you have changed it to Telecommunication Development Fund, right? Okay, one thing is, this doesn't specify this is just for rural connectivity. Okay, it just doesn't specify it is only for rural connectivity, unlike your USOF, right? Okay, now one thing you have to know is this was created under India Telegraph Act 1885. What does this mean? Colonial Act. Again, as I said, if two parties are involved, right, conflict is bound to arise. If conflict arises, one person can sue the other person, right? Here the government, okay, tells that what was done in good faith, very important, what was done in good faith by the government, okay, no one or no third party can sue the government. One thing here is the government hasn't defined what is good faith. Okay, anything can fall under that ambit, right? Now they can tell you gave this information and because of this I did it and now this happened. Now because of you I will have to sue you. You are the reason I lost this. They cannot tell that because it was done in good faith. No one knows what is good faith because they have not defined it. Okay? Under that ambit, anything can fall under that ambit. Alright? Now, as we had spoken earlier, continental shelf and exclusive economic zones. Okay, basically your territorial waters, right? Continental shelf, exclusive economic zone, maritime zones act, right? All these places where who has the authority to issue license? That is your central government. Alright. Next. Now, in case they're given us multiple rules, okay, regulations. If you break those rules and regulations, okay, if you break those rules and regulations, what is the penalty? Look at this. Providing telecommunication services or establishing telecommunication network without a license. So basically the keyword is what will it happen if you operate, okay, or spread information without taking a license. That is, see, the imprisonment may be extended up to 1 year or fine up to 50 lakh rupees, okay, and this is a cognizable offense. What is that? Cognizable offense. So basically offenses, there are two things: cognizable offense, right? Non-cognizable offense. You know it is wrong and still you do it, that is cognizable offense. You do a mistake without knowing it is a mistake, okay, that is non-cognizable offense. Now, when you tell compoundable or non-compoundable, when you say something is non-compoundable, it means no compromise on this. Irrespective of who it is, what the situation is, there is no compromise on this. This is one such example. They have laid out multiple penalties depending on the issues. Alright. Now, when this bill came out, right, what was the controversy public has experienced? See, multiple things, like we said, USOF ka, right? One thing is with respect to TRAI, right? Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, right? With respect to TRAI, okay, they said you're diluting this. They said initially government, if it has to, okay, TRAI has the ability to ask the government for recommendations on what is it thinking of doing, okay. But whereas in this bill, okay, TRAI ka functions have been little bit diluted. That has been asked, okay, that has been raised as a concern, okay. Other criticisms we have discussed as and when we were discussing about the bill or draft. Alright, let's see what of these processes will be implemented. Okay, it will take another 6 to 8 months for a bill to become an act. Okay, throughout the gradual time, let's see what are the process and what is the final act that will come in. Okay, then we'll discuss the new act when it comes in. Alright, now that's it for your Telecommunication Bill 2022. If you like our channel, do leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it along with your friends. Alright, thank you.